Welcome back to this week's episode of Zinc Trends. Today, on the Vanessa branch line of the Zinc Cafe, we will be discussing one of the first and biggest industries on the short line here, the coal yard. That's right, folks. Buckle up. So, our story starts in 1923. At this point, the branch line was just getting started. Previously, some of the track had been used by their predecessor, the Western, the Western layout, or as it was also called, the Western and Santa Fe, eventually dissolved due to corporate practices we can't really talk about here. However, their, their next iteration as the NASA branch line began around 1923. In order to service the railroad, the railroad decided to purchase a brand stinking new dog. That's right, folks. This was the first ever locomotive officially owned by the railroad, other than the three coffee pot engines that were being retired out of service at this point from the Western and Midland because they were getting old. Um, so around this time, the Santa Fe introduced this steam engine here, as you can see. Now, the reason why they were resurrecting the railroad at this time was because they discovered massive coal yards in the region and were able to mine it for the coal. The figures of this railroad that you are looking at is about 1951, give or take a few years, when the coal yard was in full service before he was revamped, and the factory that you will see soon was given a addition on the original building. So the coal was coming through the yard, and the wealthy financier, Mr. Fred Calhoun, decided to finance the coal yard and was able to make much revenue on shipping out the coal all to other centers along the railroad, supplying coal for heating of homes and tolerant of other, trends along the route. Mostly those two things. And obviously Santa Fe operated this middle car orange was the first prototype of what would later become known as all of the rolling stock for the Fred Calhoun Coal Company would have the orange. This was an early design where they purchased the rolling stock from the Rio Grande and tankers that had not yet changed the lettering yet. It was in turtle tank. As you can see, the acquired rolling stock from various different railroads at the time, including Delaware and Hudson, and a lot of others. Obviously, our trusty handy dandy soon tough and caboose rounded at the end of the train, and the footage that you are seeing is the building of the original courtyard, a little dilapidated, kind of falling apart, before he would be revamped in the late 60s when more revenue, including federal funding for railroads, became more available. But this was the earlier footage of this courtyard alone. Obviously, this much coal was obviously sheltered by a GE Tunnel, a very early example of such, debuted in the 50s and would aid the main locomotive in, getting the freshly made coal to where it was going, and would push the coal back into siding before taking off again. So there you have it, folks. This week's episode of Jinx Trains. This episode was brought to you by Jinx Roadside Crematorium and Grill. You kill 'em, we grill 'em.